I think we're live. Just hold on a sec, Facebook peeps. I'm going to go on Instagram at the same time because I have something important to share today. How are you? Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday, hump day. I love hump day. Guys, I'm hopping on here today after a little bit of an absence to share something that kind of is pissing me off and is shocking. There are a lot of things that piss me off and that are shocking to me, but this has to do with something that I've been working on recently for myself. I have been taking vitamins and supplements for many years now, but mostly individual vitamins. And in the past few months, I've actually been on the lookout for a multivitamin that kind of covers everything. But I don't think a single multivitamin can cover everything. But I've been doing some research, especially for cognitive function. As you might know, my mother suffers from a really advanced form of dementia. And so I've been doing a lot of research about what kind of vitamins that I need to take. So hopefully this doesn't happen to me, that I don't have dementia, or at least that I can delay it as much as possible. So as I was doing this research, I went to the pharmacy one day and I was looking at the multivitamins there, and the most popular multivitamin in North America is made by Pfizer, and it's called Centrum. I'm sure that you've heard about it. And I kind of just turned over the bottle, just like I do with any other thing that I buy, that I put into my body, and I was absolutely floored by this multivitamin in a very bad way. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'll explain my header in my video, the multivitamin you should not take. You will understand why in a minute. So there's really two big problems with Centrum, and I'm talking about the whole range, right? So Centrum makes vitamins for pregnant women. So if you're pregnant, you need to listen up, because this doesn't just affect you; it affects your future child. It makes vitamins for women and for seniors. Anyway, there's a whole range. And so the first problem that I would say is the fillers and texturizers and binders that are in this crazy multivitamin. And there's so many. I was stunned. And I wrote down just a few, and I will let you know what the problem is with these ingredients, and you will understand why this should not be in a multivitamin or in anything that you consume. The first one, bonjour Nathalie, how are you? The first ingredient is talc. So talc has been increased with the risk of cancer. So again, kind of doesn't make sense, right? You're taking a multivitamin, but you're also taking a dose of something that increases your risk of cancer. That doesn't make any sense, and it should be in there. Gelatin. You've probably heard of gelatin before. Well, gelatin is made of from feedlot animal waste. So if you're a vegetarian or a vegan or just a general animal lover, or you just don't like the idea of consuming animal waste, maybe you don't want gelatin in your multivitamin. There's also BHT, which is toxic to a bunch of different organs, including liver and thyroid and your kidneys and your lungs. And it can act as a tumor promoter. Again, just like talc, there's this link with cancer that is just not good. Should not be a multivitamin. Don't you agree with me? Lastly, the last ingredient that I noted, which is a very notorious ingredient like in food, is food coloring. So food coloring has been linked to hyperactivity in children. So it's certainly not something that you want to feed to your kids, or anyone for that matter. But it's certainly not something that you want in your multivitamin. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would you put an ingredient that adversely affects people in a multivitamin? It just doesn't make any sense. It's also linked with cancer as well. So that's my first reason. A bunch of non-active ingredients that are just in there that you are taking that promote disease, basically. Just doesn't make any sense. The second problem I have with this multivitamin is that it's actually a poor quality multivitamin. Why? Because a lot of the key ingredients are actually of poor quality. I'll give you a couple of examples. So calcium is obviously something that everyone needs to have in their diet in a good amount. We want to keep our bones in good shape. But in this case, Centrum has calcium carbonate, which is the least absorbable form of calcium on the market. So again, this is, if you go to another store, you should look at different forms of calcium. This is not the best source of calcium that you can get in a multivitamin. Same thing with magnesium oxide. Magnesium is fantastic for our brains and for our nervous systems. It was a supplement I used to take separately, and I still do. But in Centrum, magnesium it has magnesium oxide, which is also the least absorbable form of magnesium on the market. So again, this is a poor quality ingredient. Iron. This is kind of funny. I'm not really funny. So in Centrum, there is what they call ferrous fumarate. Hopefully I'm pronounced that right, which is actually a form of iron that's very constipating. You want to avoid that, right? And lastly, B vitamins, so important for brain function and so many other things. One vitamin that I'm really focusing on now to delay or prevent dementia or just optimize my brain, really my brain function. The concentration in Centrum of B vitamins is so low that it's just negligible. It just doesn't do anything for you. The marketing for Centrum says that it's actually great for your energy levels, but it's not, because the levels are so low. So those are my two reasons for ditching Centrum in the garbage. If you have them, go do that. Now, if you decide to do that, what should you do? You're thinking, I need a multivitamin. I would suggest one thing. Do not go to the pharmacy to shop for your multivitamins, because what I've noticed is that in general, pharmacies sell drugs, right? And I've looked at other multivitamins on the market, in the pharmacy here in town, and they're all basically knockoffs of Centrum. They know that Centrum is the leader. It is the most popular multivitamin on the market right now in North America, so they just knock them off. So they're very similar in terms of quality and crappiness, quite frankly. So I would send you over to a natural health food store, but with a caveat, still look at the ingredients on the other side of the bottle. Make sure that none of these crazy fillers and binders and texturizers and crappy ingredients are on there. But in general, you will get a higher quality multivitamin if you go to the health food store. So that's what I had for you today. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions about multivitamins or specific vitamins, I'm thinking maybe doing a follow-up video about this, because it's like a really big topic and it's also very confusing for people. So just let me know, just drop me a DM or comment, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. So thank you so much and have a great Wednesday. Bye-bye.